Hey, how's it going, guys? It's me, Flat Earth Sage, and I have here a plant that is pretty much dead, um, mostly due to underwatering. Um, now, so the two biggest issue, which is also the biggest issues most gardeners come across at one point in time in their gardening experience. Um, it's really it's really difficult um, to get down a good pattern, watering pattern. Um, a lot of people, including myself, have had issues with watering. Um, but today, I think I might have a solution to people out there who are having problems watering. And it's a method I think a lot of people have heard before. And walk over here and I'll show you. Well, this is my little garden right here. As you can see, plants in the planter are doing exceptionally well. Now, this is bottom watering right here. So basically what happens when you bottom water, you fill the tray up with the water, and if your soil's loose enough, what will happen is through a process called osmosis, the water is going to seep from the bottom up to the top, towards the top of the container. Um, and basically, what that will do is that's going to encourage your roots to grow downward instead of growing upward to seek water. Um, and these seedlings right here, within a day, literally only a day or two of switching to bottom watering, one, two, three, yep, about three in the container, three more additional seedlings sprouted. This right here is the Chernobyl tomato. Soon I'm going to have to put some sort of caging around it because it's what's known as an indeterminate variety of tomato, which means that it'll keep growing until it's either killed off by weather or disease or pest. So the way you can tell, but going back to the bottom watering, the way you can tell if this is working is if you have too compact soil, it's going to prevent this from happening. But after you add the water, if you get in close and listen very closely after you pour the water in, you're going to hear it bubble. That bubbling is the osmosis process happening, sucking up that moisture into the soil. Um, Also, another good thing about bottom watering, you don't have to worry about pests. Now, pests like cool, damp environments. Um, well, not all pests, but there are quite a few that do. Um, and when you bottom water, the very, very top surface is, as you can see, it's dry. Um, a lot of insects and pests don't like that. Um, it's not really a good, suitable environment for them. Um, so that's another good reason to bottom water. Uh, and so as this, so after I fill this up, you know, I'll let it sit for about 30 minutes. If there's still a little bit of water in the container, I'm just going to dump it out and just put it there. And then I'm going to repeat the process on a daily basis. Um, and also, if you ever want to know how much Oh yeah, there's a good bit of water in there. Probably in about 10 minutes or so I'll have to dump the rest of this out. But and there's the fava bean. Yeah, it's heavy too. Getting heavy. I think it needs a bit more water. And the thing about this is, you don't have to worry too much. By the way, this right here is the fava bean. You don't have to worry too much when it comes to bottom watering. If you're ever unsure how moist your soil is, just pick up the container. Oh yeah, that's real heavy at the bottom, towards the bottom. This is real heavy throughout, so I'm probably gonna have to dump this now, or at least in a couple minutes. So yeah, if you put water in and then you go back to it and there's no water in there and you pick it up and it doesn't quite feel heavy, just give it a little bit more water and repeat the process. Wait 30 minutes, feel the container. If it feels heavy, dump the water out. Dump the rest of the water out and you're good to go. Speaking of which, my timer just went off. That tells me it's time to dump the water. But, like I said, this one right here, it's not quite done absorbing water yet. It's almost there, so I'm going to leave that. But this one right here is definitely ready. So, just dump this water. So, I dumped the water. Put it back. And the reason it's good to dump the water too, guys, is because if you leave it sitting in water, it's going to get what we call wet feet. The plant's going to have wet feet. And essentially what that's going to cause inevitably is root rot. So yeah, definitely make sure to be dumping out your containers. For me, I live in a really warm environment. Since I live in a really warm environment, I have a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Leeway when it comes to leaving the water in because it's so hot outside. But I know there's a lot of you guys out there who don't live in super warm environments. So definitely, be after 30 minutes, feel it. If it's full, dump the rest of the water out, like I said. But other than that, as a little side note, we have my cannabis plant. Well, one of my cannabis plants here. This is the auto flowering Skittles variety. Looks like it was started February 23rd. So it's on its way. And I know some people might be like, Matt, why is your seedling in such a huge container? And the answer to that is because it's an auto flowering variety. These particular varieties they have real sensitive roots, and they do not at all like to be transplanted. So when you plant it in the seed, this will be its container until will be its home until it reaches full maturity, right here, because I cannot remove it. So that's cool. Also, over here, just recently I started. I planted a little bit of whatchamacallit, German chamomile here. So we'll wait to see how that sprouts. This right here. Oh, look at that. That one's not very strong at all, is it? This right here. Believe it or not, guys, that's a marshmallow plant. That's one, that's one, that's one. And these right here, those are cantaloupe. Looks like I'm going to have to... They do not like this environment. It might be too hot for them. You guys see right here? Believe it or not, that's not cause for moisture. That's actually heat stress. Plants actually do that to reduce their surface area on the leaves themselves. It's more of like a survival mechanism that they do. These two are the only ones that seem to be doing it. But I'm gonna try to simply rotate them. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference, but hey, we'll give it a shot. So it looks like we got at least 6 really, really strong seedlings. Again, this right here isn't really much to worry about. It's just telling me that it's too hot, right where it's at. So I kind of have to rotate it. I'm hoping that by rotating it, it might help maybe a little bit. I guess we'll see. I'll see tomorrow or the next day if their leaves start to unfold. After they're not stressed from the heat, I believe they'll slowly unfold back, but it's not going to retain its original shape, of course. So that's cool. Interesting side note: a marshmallow plant the roots of it can be used for desserts. The roots are supposed to taste real sweet. So definitely curious about that. When the German chamomile comes, I'll bring you guys along for that as well. Today doesn't seem like a very stressful day for the plants. And you can see right here, that's some more heat damage. I'm going to have to bring this in. So the problem with this area right here, guys, is there's just so much direct heat, direct sunlight. And these sway nicely in the breeze, so I can tell that their root systems are developed nicely due to the fact that they have rigidity. Sorry, my dog is trying to play with the cat. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here since my dog's going crazy. So, peace, guys.